Oh, did
Hi,
you?
Steve.
Hi,
What?
Steve. Did you send that other video from
Not
Doctor?
yet, not yet, but it's done.
Yeah,
So
send
I'll,
it to
I'll
that
send it to
Michael
Dr.
guy.
Becker. Yes, I will.
Okay,
Sorry.
back to
Brief,
Steve.
brief side trip. Hi, Steve. I'm Linda.
And you know me, Rita. Yeah, you weren't on the
Like, this
show
is
that
where
he
you
was
say I'm
on,
Rita.
were you?
No, COVID. COVID.
Yeah, COVID. I know you're still upset you missed my embryonic too.
I'm so upset I missed my embryonic.
We're
Dr.
trying to
Rita
get her
for
back
help.
on, but we just can't get past
I
her people.
know.
Well, she's busy
I
with
missed some
Jeopardy
good
now.
ones. So,
So this is how we
anywho,
banter, Steve. You know, you've never seen us. Well, you've watched our videos, so you know how we do.
ridiculous.
But
Yeah.
I'll let Linda explain the concept of
Okay.
what we're trying to do. And of course, as usual,
Yes.
I'll interrupt and interject if I want to.
She interrupts a lot. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't get to say anything if I don't interrupt you.
Honey, there's a reason my father nicknamed me Chatty Cathy when I was a kid. Okay, so hi, Steve. So yeah, we both love the course and we learned so much and we're so thankful to you. Yeah, there were a few things in there we didn't know, and even the things that we did know, you gave us names for.
Right, like emergency recall. I already was doing that, but I never.
But you didn't know it. Yeah, exactly. And you didn't know the places for it. So it's an amazing course. However, so what we're finding is, for example, due to COVID, after my family got wiped out, I moved my son to virtual learning and his grades tanked. He needed a human being. He needed stories. He needed analogies. He needed a human being.
Well, you need connection to feel connected.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
I tried to get a psychology degree online at I can't remember the name of the college now. It's a well-known college. It's a good college, Capel, but I just couldn't learn that way.
Well, that's what I'm hearing from many people as I go to them and tell them my experience with what happened with my son. They say, oh, never try to take an online college course. They're horrible. And yeah, my daughter, Cassie, in high school was taking college classes and just to fit things in right. Well, she started out taking in person, but then to fit things in right with band, because she's a majorette, she had to take some online courses. And yeah, this is a girl who, you know, nothing but an A+ will do. And she was just devastated. She really struggled with it. So I just think that a little video component with a human being that you can see makes a difference.
And I think too, the reason we did so well because he's not thinking, well, you guys did well. We had the background. We were already doing this for a living.
Yeah.
So, well, we didn't. I never say we know everything. We learned a lot, but I think that's why we were able to pull so much out of the courses. We already had that background. But somebody coming in maybe who doesn't learn well without talking with somebody or having peers to interact with. You know, might not do as well.
There were times in my reading where I was like, okay, you know, you start zoning out. You do it with your favorite novel. You're reading, you're really into it. Then you start zoning it out and you realize, I don't remember what that last page said. So, you know, you got to pull yourself back. And I make myself remember things with trick words and analogies and putting it into play myself. If someone doesn't have that experience, that might be a problem. I would really love for us to do an intro and say, you know, I'm so excited that you've started on this course. Rita and I are behaviorists. You know, we do behavior sessions.
We got accredited through ABC. Of course, we want to say that.
Yes, we are accredited through ABC. And, you know, something that I just shared with Dr. Karen Becker when we were doing her cat extravaganza like 20 minutes ago was the reason. So in the U.S., approximately 3.2 million cats are sent to U.S. shelters every year. 3.2 million cats just in the United States every year to shelters. Now, this is not including the cats that are just going to get tossed out of their homes, which we've seen, or the cats going to rescues. These are just shelter statistics. So, you know, it's going to be a lot higher. 42% of those are reported to have behavior issues. Were surrendered because of behavior issues. And, you know, some people lie. They say, this is just a stray I found. And it really
because they don't want to pay the fee.
Exactly.
That's how they get around
really peeing on their pillows. So I would venture to guess the number's higher. But let's say 42%. If it's true that 42% are surrendered to these U.S. shelters, I did the math. 134,400 cats are sent to a U.S. shelter every year for behavior problems, and 99% of those could be corrected. You need to know your limits. I remember when I first asked Rita, can you cure all the cats? What was your answer?
No, well, unless they have a neurological issue. Yeah.
There you go.
It's all about you have to change. The owner has to change.
Yes.
If the owner is not willing to change and learn, because there's certain cat behaviors you're never going to get rid of. Cats have to scratch. Can you stop them from scratching on your sofa? Yes. Can you stop them from scratching altogether? No. Not gonna happen.
Exactly. And it says that in the book.
Yes,
and,
it does.
And 530,000 cats are euthanized by shelters every year. 530,000. And
I got sidetracked a little because you didn't have a space between the dash and the L in hall. So I just had to add it.
Sorry.
So that's why you caught me.
Picky about perfection, honey.
I'm
so with all of those cats being euthanized, we would, if a cat comes in with a behavior problem, it's first on the list, right? We're going to try to adopt out. If we're a shelter that euthanizes, we want to give the cats the best chance, and nobody wants a pee-pee cat. So that cat's going to get euthanized. So this is why it's important. This is what you're going to do. You're going to study this, and you are going to literally help save lives. We need more behaviorists. There aren't enough out there, and you can save lives by working with these people. What Rita said is very important and something we need to touch on, that it's the people. We're not fixing the cat. We're fixing the people.
But you can't tell them that. You can't tell the person, I'm going to fix you. You can't tell the person, you have to change. You have to do it psychologically. You have psychology. Act like you're really teaching the cat, which some of it is, but more than likely you're teaching the owner how to be a cat owner. I hate to say cat owner, because
nobody owns cats. Nobody owns
for a lack
cats.
of better term, we will say owner.
Yes, the humans they live with.
Another thing, can I mention too, I mentioned this to Linda just before we started taping this, is that, okay, say somebody who took this, they really want to do this, they want to be a cat behaviorist, so then, they're accredited. What do they do next, right? You have those awesome sections about setting up the business and everything, but I think maybe they could use some practical experience, like perhaps they can sign up for a session with us where we're the client and they coach us, and we can tell them what they're doing right. Maybe we're not going to tell them doing anything wrong unless it's overtly wrong. Maybe tell them how they can tweak or fine tune. Right?
Yes.
And this might be something that they come back later. If they come across a problem they've never come to, they might want to book Rita and Linda again to go through it with them. Who just jumped up on your bed?
That would be Deadpool.
That's what I thought.
That right there is behavior in a box. That cat
is a bad cat. He's
there are
he's
no
on
bad
the
cats.
I know, but he might be the 1% that has some neurological.
If I was anybody else, that cat would have been a shelter a long time ago.
That's the truth.
We're getting a grip. We got to work with it. But yeah,
the other thing we have to work on with people, and I need to work on this. I'm taking in a behavior client's cat because I can say this here. The boyfriend is an asshole. He's not giving it a fair shake. I can't say this to the girl.
That to your we won't say asshole to your students, but
we need to teach people that you can be compassionate, but you can't be a bleeding heart. You can't take in every cat that the people aren't willing to do the work. Like, these people didn't do the work, right? We've been doing this for a long time. We can tell when they haven't done the work. They just want an easy out.
They're threatening to send it to a shelter if in 30 days it's not better. The boyfriend says it goes to the shelter. So Rita has decided to take it in, which you can't do that. You just can't. I mean, she's doing it, but you can't.
You imagine?
And
so we have to teach people that they need to, not even. I think I made a mistake and I said something on that first. I should have never.
Yeah.
Because he was not into it. He's like this through the whole session, and then he got up and he made a sandwich and he went here and he went there.
Well, I think watching your client's body language and how involved they are in it and what's making them happy and what's not,
wants to solve this. He doesn't.
Yes. So I was like cracking jokes with him and stuff, and I got him to warm up a little bit. But yeah, there's some people, and you just knowing it's going to the shelter and it's a peer. It's the cat's going to be euthanized. So Rita's like, I guess I'm taking this cat in, considering she just lost one not too long ago.
Well, I'm down to 18. I didn't really want to go back up towards 20, but hello.
What a paltry number. Only 18 cats. What's wrong with you? So So one thing we'd like to do is have a video that goes with every section. So for example, we were looking at stage 4 in book 1, which is laying beside me. So, they describe the first thing a trainer should recommend with regards to behavior prevention. And yeah, the vet, the book says very clearly, we need to get our cats to the vet. If a cat is having for example, urinary tract infection. If a cat has urinary tract infection, every time it steps in the litter box, it's going to hurt. They're going to start avoiding the litter box. So there can be some real authentic causes that are medically based. Now we need
even
to know,
when you fix the medical issue, though, a lot of the behaviors can stay out of habit or fear of the pain because they don't know they're cured.
Yes. You read my mind. You're so
of course.
Good. So yeah, stories like that I think are really important. List how many entrances, exits a litter box should have and explain why. So I recently, well, not recently, it's been over a year now.
I know. Can you believe that?
When my son-in-law passed away from COVID in August 2020, dark day. My daughter had to move back home. He was the main breadwinner, and she brought her 4 cats with her. So I had to integrate 7 cats and 4 cats.
And a dog.
So it was, oh yes, and my little dog. Poor dog.
You always forget Sadie.
I forget to mention her. I'm a cat person. I love the dog. But anyway, but we digress. So one of her cats is not using the litter box, but I caught that she was going right outside the litter box on the litter scatter van. And so I said to my husband, she wants to use the box. This is something that's important to know. There's just a reason. Well, she's a little tiny thing. It was picked up as a stray. Kids called her their dumpster baby. She's food obsessed. And she gets bullied a lot. There's no way she's going into a litter box that only has this one way out.
That's right.
So that if a cat is standing in front of that one way out, she's toast.
Stuck.
So yeah, this is a very important thing to look at. These are the reasons why you need to be able to escape. And cats in nature are always having their exits planned in case a predator comes by.
This video is becoming more of a pitch video. And that's okay. Yes. But I'm thinking maybe each section might need 2 videos, maybe an intro section, and then at the end, okay, this is what you should know now. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And what you should be getting and what's important. Yes.
And then they could contact us for extra tutoring if you want to offer that. That's another moneymaker for you and hopefully for us.
Yeah. We could say, on Tuesdays we have an overview of section, whatever, or they could submit requests. You can do it as a group or you can do it personally.
However
you
talk
about a problem or to go back on. Yeah, whatever works for you. There are practical things that we discuss, like when you're talking about scratching furniture, 2 things, and we got this out of the book, that you need to do with an unwanted behavior is to make the behavior not so rewarding, not make it appealing. Thank you, that's my word. And then to provide another place. So
it is appealing.
Yes. So like scratching on furniture, I have purchased these, they're 2-sided sticky tape. And you put it on and, it's a little shiny.
But see, we can show people these tools.
Yes, exactly.
To see
another
means
favorite of mine for places
stuff.
that you don't want to be are these scat mats that I picked up from Amazon cheaply. They have spikes.
Not
they
sharp.
Will not. No, I can put my hand on it. It won't cut me, but it sure doesn't feel good. I don't want to do it. So then that's going to help the cat avoid. And then what to do next. Talking about specific toys and what the cat's like. Specific, like a cat that really needs more stimulation. Deadpool is my perfect example. He has tried to escape through the chimney. He has tried to, you just don't even know. There's stories.
But he hasn't just tried to escape. He has escaped.
More than once.
Even though they are very diligent.
Crying because he wants to come back in, the little turd.
But for him, it's a game.
Yes, it's a game. So, we've really had to work on intellectual stimulation and different things that we recommend, like Relax My Cats on YouTube, where they can watch videos of birds and fish, and it's got calming music. Like I just recently bought an interactive toy that
Love
when you
that
smack
toy.
it, it goes and it rambles around. Yes. Toy safety is a big one. We've done videos. We just bought a bunch of toys and tried them out, how easy this is to pull, how the hair on this, or that one, I had it close to my face
Oh,
and the hair
yeah.
on it stuck to my lipstick.
It
And I
was
spent
that
the rest of the
Dr.
video
Seuss thing.
going, yes. And I spent the rest of the video going, puh, 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 because, you know, and these are all things that you need to consider that are going to get
Oh, what about
into a
that
cat's
beautiful red toy somebody wanted us to help promote, and it was just all red dye. There's no way we would
Yes,
promote that.
yes. And a good way to check on things like that, Rita has found by accident, her cat's taught her this. They dropped a toy in the water bowl and then the water all turned the color of the toy. And we were like, ooh, that's going into the cat. We have real world examples about ingestion. We had a cat sitting client cancel her sit because the cat ate its toy and was close to death. So, you know, I think that these things personalize it and help give you a better understanding.
Real
and,
life examples of what you might come across.
Yes.
You know, when I first started doing this, before Linda was even part of it, you know, and I'd get these questions like, okay, I never heard of that before.
Yeah. Well, you were shocked by my Deadpool when he escaped up the chimney. You said in all my years, in over 17 years of running cat sitting business, and you had a home where you lived with 17 to 19 cats that had a chimney. No one ever tried that before.
I had the flue closed. Her cat opened the flue.
Climbed up there and then got stuck and cried till we pulled him out.
Her cat got through the window where the air conditioning was, ripped apart the side.
How I figured that one out, but yeah. So, you know, these just going over a chapter, not reading the words per se, but going over a chapter and saying on the subject of this, I think it's really important that you remember this. I think it's, and this is why. And
we'll do a story to illustrate it. So it'll help commit it to their memory bank.
Yes. That's, you know, that's how I work. How did we remember this and how did we learn this concept?
Well, how did you first start learning when you worked with me at Just for Cats Pet Sitting? It's all the stuff we heard from the clients and the sitters.
Exactly. Well, and my favorite thing was to spend time at your home in South Carolina and watch you interact with your cats. And I was so amazed by watching, you know, oh, his ears are, you know, be careful with. I have a semi-feral cat. In 5 years, we've barely gotten to touch her. She's just not having it. She's a cat's cat. We just brought her home. She's wanted to do another cat. And she has recently allowed us to start touching her more. I don't know what happened after 5 years, which is also important to know. There's no time limit on things, but I've been very careful in teaching my family not to go over her head to pet her because that's a predatory move. Somebody was petting her the other day. I think it was my daughter. And I said, her ears are starting to flatten. Stop. So, you know, these cues are really important to be looking at and paying attention to. And I think a quick video overview, you know, no more than maybe 30 minutes, is really important to give examples and how you can do this. I am the master at making places for the cats to go that don't necessarily involve a cat tree. People don't necessarily want to spend that money. They're very expensive.
Repurposing furniture.
Yes, I repurposed a tall cabinet that I didn't have need for anymore. I made it the cat cabinet where I kept the cat stuff. And then I put an insulated pad down and I put 2 cat beds on there. Cat cubes have been the latest fixation of my cats. So I now have 5 cat cubes
my
in my
favorite
house.
one still, and I want to get one, is that children's play thing, that pink thing you were going to throw out, and then the cat started sitting on it with the shelving.
Yes, so they're
this cheap. They're like $26 or something.
Plastic shelving unit for books for kids, and yeah, you can get them for like $25. And it was like primary colors, like blue and red. Looked like it belonged in a kindergartner's room.
They've got other colors now.
Yeah. So when we recently shuffled bedrooms, my son didn't want it anymore. And he stuck it in the hallway with the intent that we were going to either throw it out or put it out on Facebook for free. My cats think it's the greatest cat tree in the world. So I'm going to get some safe paint that works on plastic and paint it. And then I'm just going to lay
rope and wrap it around.
Wrap the things, the sisal rope, the posts, and put a couple cat beds on it. And, you know, look, I just made my own cat tree.
That's a lot more sterile than a cat tree with carpet all over it. that you can't take apart and clean because you can't take it apart. How do you clean it? Once it's dirty, it's pretty much done.
And we've all found when our cats have scratched so much at the sisal that they get through to the cardboard.
I have one like that.
The thing looks like that post is like held by this little sharp point and it's going to go any minute and topple over.
That one of my living rooms like that. I need to get rid of it, but I don't know how to throw it out.
Tons of suggestions. Yeah, we're going to have to tear it up, but tons of suggestions for things that make a real world application. We could also do a section on, okay, you passed the course. Now what? You've got some great insights in there on marketing and what you need and for your business plan. How do you get out there to people and how do you handle these people? So we found, for example, that it is very important that people send their request in and they say, my cat's peeing or my cat hates me, and it's like, that is not the end all be all. No, you just told me nothing.
Need more.
I mean, you told me what you don't like, but you didn't really tell me what the problem
was. Like how to take a history. What do you want to ask them? What should you know about the cat before you even start?
Yes. Where did you? Yes. What was your cat's history? Yes. There was the cat that we were counseling the couple. They found the kitten under a shed. And the more we heard, the more we both said the cat was abused. That cat was abused in the past. Now, I remember he said, how do you know that? I know that. Okay. I know that by the cat's behavior. That cat does not trust. A kitten that's never been hurt by a human isn't going to automatically fear a human. They're going to warm up and figure out that you're their friend.
Isn't that this one that I'm adopting? They found him.
I'm thinking it was, yes. They become a blur. But I remember the cat's names more than the people's names. But, what to do if the client is not, gung-ho, if the client keeps coming back asking for help. I mean, these are all things that we've had to deal with. And I think that it will really help your students in that manner.
And we can show them the write-up that I do and that we do charge extra for that. We can show them some examples of that. I don't mind sharing that they should do something similar. What
our plans are, what we offer. Yeah.
Do it on video, give them the video, do a write-up, charge more for the extensive write-up because it takes time to do that. Different types of plans I can order, trying to keep it cost efficient, but so that you make money. Our goal is to help as many cats as possible stay in their forever homes.
134,400 cats. Yeah.
We need to make a living too, but I'm not going to go charging $1,250 like some people we know, Jackson Galaxy. Did I say that? I love Jackson, but that's just not cost effective for most people.
Yes.
And I think he doesn't want that to be a major part of what he does anymore. He's really into philanthropy and the cat camp and all that. I don't blame him. He did it for 10 years. He's kind of burned out on that, I think.
Yeah. Well, and that's something, compassion fatigue, that we need to discuss too.
Yeah, that's real.
By the way, just so you know, Steve, we just did an interview with Dr. Karen Becker for her cat extravaganza, and we gave ABC a shout out. So we told them where we got our knowledge and ABC. So yes,
easiest one.
So yes.
Now he's plugging his ears, going, "Please don't sing.
Stop singing."
You said something that made me want to say something, and now I don't remember what it was. I don't know. We're crazy. We'll try not to be so crazy on these videos.
So yes, we'll be somewhere in between. Yes. Yeah.
But he had some ideas too, and I really love to hear what his thoughts were. Yes. They might dovetail with what we're thinking. I don't know.
Yes. Regarding the word training, I know Rita had asked you about that. So a lot of people are getting the picture from training that we're starting our own circus. And actually that was a comment I got when I, blew it out all over Facebook.
Well, consider the source of that comment somebody I know.
Well, that's true. And I think she's being funny, but people are looking for behaviorists. So I just, our 2 cents.
They're not looking for cat trainers. So
not trying to tell you how to do your business, but if we could even put it behavior and training or behavior training or something like that,
I just wonder why you chose training. Why is it ABCCT instead of ABCCB? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, I'm sorry.
Singing can. That's the basic, or, just a 30-minute of us, giving an example and an overview of the section. What, you really need to pay attention to this. This is going to come into play in your sessions with this. This is what you can do as a behaviorist, and then, like I said, an additional, maybe 30-minute video thing. At the end for, okay, you did it. You
congratulations.
Graduated.
I can already see it.
Now what?
Up and down.
Yes.
Yes,
And
exactly.
now what do you do? How do you get yourself out there? We've given you the information for starting your business, but how do you actually get out there, and how do you handle these things that you're going to see with the people that Rita and I see
And
every
I
week?
would love to start a cat behavior uh, ABCT group on Facebook, because I've already met somebody in a live, somebody's live, Pam Weber, who just graduated, and she was like all excited. I just graduated from ABC. So
Yes.
it would be nice to have a group out there where we're all together. There's some other cat behavior organizations that think they're superior to this certification, and I'd like to dispel that thought.
Yes.
Make us more visible.
Yes.
And
Yes.
who knows, someday when we expand at the Cat Behavior Alliance, we may be able to hire some of these people.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
don't know. We just
Exactly. Yes.
never know
Yeah.
what the future is going to bring.
Yeah. How to get yourself out there, how to start, what you're going to run across, how to deal with the clients that won't listen to you. Wording of certain things that we found really seems to help. There are a lot of analogies we use when we're talking about conditioning your cat and meeting up against these ideas that the cats have. So the two cats have been fighting. Now we're trying to make them get along. And rule number one that we tell everybody is we're looking for peaceful coexistence.
Right.
We are not aiming to make your cats be best friends and cuddle up together. That might happen, but it's the Sunday on the cherry.
That's the bonus.
Not what we're going for. We're just going for a harmonious home.
You mean the cherry on the Sunday, right?
Yeah. What did I say?
The Sunday on the cherry.
Sunday would probably fall off the cherry, but that's another thing entirely.
I want a Sunday now. Look what you did.
But one of the analogies that I like to give to our clients is, imagine running into that ex or that
I knew you were going to say
whoever
that.
it was. I know, because you love it. That sort. And you just at the thought of them, and your adrenaline, your blood pressure goes up. Now, if every time I had to run into my high school bully, somebody gave me a Snickers bar. Come on over. I want my Snickers bar. So, it changes so when you're working and you're talking about treating them and rewarding them when they're in the same space, I think that has really helped clients to understand why they're doing that and what it is they're trying to combat. Analogies like that.
Yeah,
so
we can give them some
like
analogies, or they might think of parallel ones from their own experience that will suffice.
Yeah.
But I think the stage fright too, of going out and getting your first client, going on your first one, it's nerve-wracking, especially if you're doing it in person. Although I suggest people stick with Zoom because of COVID, but that's everyone.
Well, and then you save travel time too, and you can do less costs because you're not worried about your wardrobe other than a shirt. Most of our behavior sessions, I'm wearing pajama pants, but that's just between us.
Oh, you're actually wearing pants today. Okay.
Well, then there's that. But anyway, so yeah.
We love working in jammy pants.
We love working in jammies. Best job ever.
But we can help more people with Zooms because there's no travel time than we can, it takes like a half a day. There's some of these people are like an hour from me that wanted me to come. So that's an hour drive.
Yeah.
So then maybe you're there for 90 minutes or so and an hour back. That's half your day. Then you got to do the write-up still.
I think a lot of us too suffer from imposter syndrome. Rita did, and she had 19 cats living in harmony, even 20.
You did too. For the longest time, I kept telling you.
That. I did too. I thought, well, Rita's the behaviorist, and she's like, you did better on me on the final than I did. But it's.
Oh, of course, you have to brag on yourself here.
It takes, honey, that was a feather in my cap because you've always been my mentor and I've always looked up to you and admired what you've done so much. And
I don't test well. That's my experience.
So rewarding. Well, yeah, and this is a problem too. But so, I think it would be a benefit too, even if we could have a class, everybody's invited to do it and we lay out a session and we say, okay, what would you do? What would you do? Because it's only in giving these answers, we did these sessions together and I'd say something and we'd hang up and Rita would say, I love that you use that term, or I love that you use that analogy, or that was really wonderful. And I'd be like, okay, I am not an imposter. I'm really doing this. I
told you. And that's why that day when I had the idea to get you certified, I was like, why should you be out the side of me and down? Why shouldn't you be up here on my level? And then we offer these together because I work better with someone. I'm a very shy person, so I work a little better with someone else with me. Does that make sense?
I'm not a shy person.
No, Linda's not. I'm not. When I
Everyone who's ever known me is laughing right now, right? Yes. But yeah, getting that back and forth going, and I think our personalities play off well, and I think that's why we're really able to help clients in our setting too, is that I'm the analogy, joke, or whatever a lot of the time, and you're the facts. And I think that between the two of them, we have
hey, wouldn't it be nice if like once a week we did like when you're in college and the professor has office hours where we have just an open Zoom, and if you've got questions about the curriculum or about a case you're working on, come on in. I mean, this would be a charge to the college, right? And so we would hopefully make some money too. I don't know. Just some extra things you guys can offer to make the program more attractive. I know you said you were having trouble getting people to enroll. I think that's just because they don't know about it.
Yeah.
Right? And they're out there looking for cat behavior programs.
Yes.
So if you could get
I'd love to do in those sessions when we get together too, especially if we're on a behavior session or a litter box, well, whatever section, between us, we have a whole lot of cats.
Yeah,
and there's a story, so we could say, okay, we have a cat that's doing, it could be out of a behavior session or our own experiences. We have a cat that's this. What do you think? Why is it doing that? What would you do to solve it and work through that in that setting?
Sure.
So, be an upcharge or whatever. I mean, you figure out how this works, figure out what you want to take out of this. These are just the things we saw that we think could really help, because this is an amazing, amazing program.
Yeah, I'd like to really see it become more.
Yes, and I really think the word behavior in there will help a lot if that's something you're open to. And then, yes, giving that extra component of, somebody who is a behaviorist who works the field that you can ask your questions to, and have a little study session. And again, a little intro to each section with, on such and such a point, I really want to say, this. So, yeah. I think that's the basis of it. What do you think?
I think that we've covered the bases, right? Let's see if he even likes this idea before we even film one,
Yes.
We were initially going to film one, but I want to know what you think of this first, because you may want to tweak it, you may hate it, or you might say, yeah, I was thinking along the same lines, but how about this?
Yes.
We're very open to idea suggestions. We don't filter anything. I always tell everybody, spit it out, tell me, because when you're fact gathering or gathering requirements for some kind of documentation or program, you want all the ideas to come, because if an idea it's not quite perfect, but it might spark another idea, or it might even be the perfect idea. We had somebody recently that we're about to add a psychologist to our offerings. I'm not finding the words right now. And she had an idea, and she sent it to us, and then she recalled it, and I saw it recall. I'm like, what was that? She said, well, I have an idea. And then I second guessed myself, and I told her, there's no second guessing, just say it, because that's how great ideas come to fruition, is by somebody having an idea that might spark another idea. How do you think they invented the computer? Right?
Exactly. Well, and as we gather this stuff and try to put it in a more of an understandable frame, then the questions come up, and the things that aren't quite clear, maybe the wording wasn't clear, and we really need to lock down on that. And we see in discussing the psychologist, this is something your clients need to know. You're about to become a marriage counselor. So we have now had 3 clients that, one worked out very well and they were wonderful people, but they were sleeping in separate beds. Dad was sleeping in the guest room with one cat. Mom was sleeping in the bedroom with another cat, because they were really afraid of what was going to happen.
3 weeks later, they're all in
3 weeks. We saved their marriage. I'm just kidding. But yeah, maybe. But we're seeing these problems, and we've seen a couple where the man and woman moved in together, and they each had a cat, and it just became mayhem. He was,
I'm willing to bet they're not together.
I would guarantee they're not together. He was that kind of dad, like, this is my little girl, that girl dad, you know, and he was like that with his little girl cat. And just anytime her cat hissed or made an inappropriate noise, what he deemed inappropriate, he was just like, your child is picking on my child. And I related it very much to step parents. You know, you marry and you bring your stepchildren in, and then, yeah, it can really take a toll on your marriage.
Linda's experienced in this. She's been a stepmom in 2 marriages.
Yes. So yeah, and it does. It creates a lot of stress, and that stress then gets put onto the cat. We asked for a video of what they were doing, following our instructions. And Dad is standing there and he's tapping his foot. I love videos. I'm watching this cat, I'm watching this cat, and then I go back and watch it again to watch her, and then I go back, and he is just tapping his foot. And the cat felt that. Plus, he was standing there holding a water bottle, ready to break up a fight. So the cat's like, you know, I wrote back to him and I said, here's what I see. I see that Athena is doing this, and I see that Apollo's doing this. And then I see that Athena is looking at Dad saying, he's upset. I don't know why he's upset, but danger, you know, and ooh, he's got that thing with the water, and I hate that thing. What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. And, you know, this is what I'm trying to explain to them. So working with clients, I think, is a big part.
We should mention that they hired Jackson Galaxy first, then they came to us, and then they fired us, and they went to yet another person. And the husband, the boyfriend, whatever, he wrote to us behind her back because he was just so upset, but he was wrong.
He's bound and determined that her cat is just this mean bully cat, and, you know, there's nothing we can say otherwise. So they're going to keep looking for behaviorists until they either break up, run out of money, or someone manages to give them a magic pill, and we know that pill doesn't exist. So
no.
So yeah, so all right, we've gone into almost 40 minutes here, so we should stop because Steve's like, give me a break.
I know.
But,
let us know what you think.
Yes. Thoughts. Yes. Sounds good. All right.
Bye.
Bye.